Hey, welcome back to Frank's Book Club, episode 2. Glad to see some returning members, some new friends. Take a seat, get your notepads out. We're gonna give some recommendations, talk about books, comics, wowie zowie, no yowie today. Maybe in the future. I don't know, if you have manga, let me know. I love doing the first episode, great response. Thank you for your comments. Let's get into episode number 2, starting off with YouTubers. They made a whole book about YouTube. This book is fucking awesome. It's by Chris Stokel-Walker, who's a journalist, and this book is a collection of like 20-some stories that he put together and compiled. It talks all about YouTube, the origins of YouTube, the biggest players, all from like Jake Paul, PewDiePie, their controversies. This book was published in 2019, so now post-COVID, we're in this era of fucking every YouTuber has a boxing match or whatever. I feel like the book just starts to sprinkle into that, but definitely sets the stage of why that stuff exists. This book was really cool. This book put me in touch with my high school self. When I was in high school is when YouTube kind of started taking off, and I remember like the wild west of the internet, especially with YouTube, where people could make stuff, people could upload video responses, people would just sign on to YouTube to talk shit.
Just stop and get a life. Porn's not even good anyway.
Fuck NASA. Fuck you bitches for lying to us. What the fuck?
See that? That's something that Brandon would like me to show you, little dickhead.
It was the best. I loved it. That's why I made so many YouTube videos in high school and college, and then I got hired making videos for other places, and I kind of lost the magic of YouTube, but the world kept beating on, and it felt really cool to dive into this book to kind of catch up where I fell off of YouTube. Even the whole phenomenon of like vloggers, toy reviews, the book even gets into Let's Plays with PewDiePie and stuff. Like, going into the book, I was skeptical. It's like, I already know what YouTube is. What is this gonna tell me? And it kind of rekindled my heart for it. The whole reason I'm doing Frank's Book Club is because the book reminded me that like the core of YouTube is about being authentic, connecting to an audience, making stuff just for the sake of it. Again, they emphasize similar to like Twitch, where it's like the majority of people who use the platforms, broadcast on the platforms, aren't gonna make money. They're not gonna get fame. They're doing it just to connect with an audience. And it was kind of like really a helpful reminder to be like, oh yeah, I remember I had this like passion to make YouTube videos, like just because I wanted to express myself and connect to people online. And I do that with so many other avenues now with like Twitch or, you know, social media, but like I kind of like the idea of just of kindling that YouTube fire. So this book actually, as I was reading it, made me ask a lot of questions about myself, about the videos I make, the videos I watch. The book also has horror stories of YouTube, talking about like prank channels. Like 2 parents basically abuse their kids for like child pranks videos or some shit, and then YouTube flagged them down. Another video where a teenage couple thought they'd be a good prank idea. Yo, my babe is gonna shoot me in the chest, but I got a book, it's all good. And he fucking got shot through the chest and died. So what I liked is the book, it wasn't like sugary about YouTube. It talked about the reality. It talks about burnout. It talks about the tech world. It talks about people creating stuff. It talks about parasocial relationships. So a lot of stuff I'm fascinated with. It was all covered in here. So I really like this book. I feel like if you make YouTube videos, you should absolutely read it. I recommend this book. It's great. Best of all, I got it at the library, so it was free, but I would absolutely buy this. Chris Stokel-Walker just put out a new book on TikTok. So I gotta fucking read that, because I can't get old, you know? I gotta stay young. So follow me on TikTok, Frank Howley, check it out. So yeah, YouTubers was really good. The whole reason book club existed. I've been wanting to do something on YouTube, but this book kind of pushed me to be like, oh yeah, just fucking talk about what you know and love. And that's books. All right, next recommendation, Locke Key. Whoa. This book is written by Joe Hill, who's Stephen King's son. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. God, I have so many fucking Stephen King books. I've read maybe, I mean, honestly, like less than a dozen, but I have 100 of them, and I'm planning to read them all at some point. So I've always been curious about Joe Hill. The obvious questions are, oh, is he even like half as good as Stephen King? Maybe that's a fucked up way of looking at it. But Locke Key is something that a few people have mentioned in the comic world. Our friends in the Discord, the Big Dogs Discord, Soup and Blaze recommended it. Soup said it's one of their favorite comics. So I was like, oh, okay, Soup digs this. I'll check this out. The library had it, so I fucking checked them all out. The first 6 volumes. There's a current volume being published. A new issue just came out like a week ago. That's going to be released in trade in like March in a few months. We'll check it out then. But I read the first 5 volumes of Locke Key, and I really liked it. I would classify it as young adult. It's about 3 kids in a family. There's a little kid and then 2 high schoolers, and they kind of bond through family tragedy. Their father is murdered in like the first issue. After the family tragedy, the kids move to the Locke Manor, and they discover there's all these magical keys, and it feels very much like Harry Potter entering Hogwarts, or discovering he's a wizard, or fucking Cirque du Freak, just finding out the kid's a vampire, or any other millions of young adult tropes. Or honestly, like the 3 kids in this book reminds me a lot of the Belvedere siblings from Series of Unfortunate Events. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is I like this book. Characters are, I don't know, fun, relatable, goofy. In this house, there's keys, and each has a magical property. There's a key that can change your gender, a key that can let you travel through time, a key that will turn you into a ghost, a key that will make you huge, a key that will fix things. Like, it's just like fucking spells. They come with all these fun plots, a reason you need to use the key. The mother misses the husband, so she wants to see, can I revive my husband? It's kind of like a Pet Cemetery thing. Kids at school want to put on a badass play, so they fucking summon shadows to help them out with their Shakespeare play. Someone wants to cram for a test, so they use a key to open their brain and stuff books in there. So it's very fun and inventive, and each trade has a very good story. Even each issue packs a lot. Like, the issues are pretty dense. And the art, at first I was skeptical because it fucking looks like Rugrats proportions. Like, it looks very childish, but there is blood, there is horror, there is shock. And so I think the art complements, like, the surface level. This looks like kid shit. Oh, it actually is dark and grim, and I think that is Locke Key. I did like it after being skeptical. There's a million comic books I want to read. Locke Key is something I've heard good things about. There's a Netflix show, but yeah, maybe I just thought it was like young adult. And it is, but it's good. It's really great young adult. If you're curious about Locke Key, I would recommend picking up the first trade. I think the story is good, that like following it along is great, but even if you only read the first trade paperback, it's a very good, like, I mean, Stephen King light story. There's a murder, there is ghosts, there's a serial killer out on the loose. It's got like shades of it in it already. So I like the first trade. So yeah, Locke Key is good. It was something that's kind of on the edge, but because of the book show, I wanted to push myself to read it, and I'm glad I did. I dug it, and now I'll be eager to continue Locke Key, read the current stuff, and then one day get into Joe Hill's other stuff. And the art, Gabriel Rodriguez, even though it wasn't stoked on at first, as you read the book, it's like, oh, this is really good visual storytelling. So I dug Locke Key. Our last book for today is 100 Bullets by Brian Azzarello. This is just book 1, the first like 20 issues, but I already want to fucking talk about it. I want people to start reading it. This is great. 100 Bullets came out, I think, 99, 2000. It is like Brubaker stuff, pulp noir, but it's kind of cheesy. But because it's cheesy, because it's pulpy, because it's just blood, sex, drugs, it's like, oh, this is so like fun to read. It's fucking delicious. The premise is each like story arc, someone is met by this mysterious government official, very like G-Man at Half-Life, and they're like, hello, here's a briefcase. Inside is 100 bullets and a gun. If you kill somebody, the bullets will not be traced. You are above the law. You are free to do with this opportunity what you will. Good luck. And then the guy disappears, and then people are like, I have 100 bullets, I can get revenge. Or they don't get revenge, and something else happens. Such an awesome setup, and yeah, honestly, every few issues, they just completely drop you into a new world, like a new set of characters and revenge plots. So it's so fucking delicious. Like, Locke Key, you're following like the same 3 characters, the same family, the whole saga. 100 Bullets, every 3 issues is a whole new fucking story, which is so good. So I read through it super fast. They're all really fun. They're all really creative. The art is so fucking like, at first the art was a little, I don't know, it is weird to say 90s or like loose. And then as I read more of it, I fucking learned to love it. Most of the panels have like a limited gradient, like they'll kind of pick with one color and then maximize the blacks. But I think it guides the mood very well. It's a sweet book. The one thing with it is there's a lot of urban dialect that gets thrown a lot so much. It feels like Brian Azzarello is very much like an older white guy trying to write like hip urban youth, and it comes off kind of cheesy, but it's also, again, kind of funny to just even indulge and be like, this is so whack. This is like kind of lame, but it's kind of great. So I really like 100 Bullets. It's by Vertigo, who also published Preacher, Scalped, Transmetropolitan. So yeah, and this also did win 6 Eisner Awards. So it's got clout. But yeah, 100 Bullets, I just read the first book. It's good shit. So I like it a lot. Check out 100 Bullets. If you've read it out there, if you dig it, let me know if you like it. Because I'm so fucking obsessed and I want to read it all. There's 100 issues, so it's a good feeling when you start something and you know it's going to be a very long journey. And I powered through this book in like 4 days or something. I couldn't put it down. Despite I have 6 million other books to read, I couldn't put this down. So I'm hooked on 100 Bullets. So boom, there's our 3 book recommendations this week. YouTubers by Chris Stokel-Walker, Locke Key by Joe Hill, and 100 Bullets by Brian Azzarello. All great shit, all stuff I devoured. YouTubers, again, I have to give credit, like, reading that was very enlightening. It really did push me to be like, oh man, I should try making a YouTube video. So thanks to everyone who did watch the first episode, who left comments. All the comments were fucking awesome. I got like, what, over 50 or 60 comments. Everyone recommending stuff, which is cool. A lot of people recommended Monster, which is a manga I've already started. So as I dig deeper into that, I'll absolutely be eager to cover it. A lot of people were very stoked on Gigant. I'm now 3 volumes in. You know, it's the big giant girl, or porn girl turns into giant tit kaiju. Fucking, come on, gotta read it. So please keep it going, leave comments, let us know if you've read anything, let us know if you checked out any recommendations, if you have recommendations for me, etc. Also, if you ever want to send me a book or anything, let me know. Get in touch with me through social media. Check us out on Twitch, we're always streaming. We encourage you to pop in, say hello. We got a book club in our Discord. And yeah, I'll do another episode soon as I finish more books. I'm currently reading Clyde Fans by Seth, which is so good. I'll do a deeper dive into that in the next episode, as well as what other book catches my fancy. Lots of good shit. I almost forgot to mention the coolest thing. I was just in Montreal on a little vacation for Audrey's birthday, and she made me the coolest thing in the world, my very own Slipknot bookmark. Oh my god. Not only that, bro. I'm so fucking stoked. It looks so cool when I read now. If you have a cool bookmark, let me know. Feel free to send me pictures of it. Upload somewhere, drop a link in the comments, or on our Discord in the book club. But god, I had to show this off. Now I'm gonna read like 100 books a day just so I can show, you know, I'm the coolest kid in school now. So thank you, Audrey. Check out all these books. Keep on reading. And what's my sign off? Oh yeah, go read a book, bitch.